Welcome to Offgrid Victory, and I'm kind of in my trashy area where we're clearing the debris, and there's some of it from an old chicken barn that was here. And so I'm just collecting some of the metal debris, and we're trying to level the ground a little bit. So we're trying to get it back to this kind of state where it's more pasture like that. And so we're moving some dirt around, as you can see right here, and trash around, as you can see right here. And lo and behold, we find this guy. Yeah, a well, right? So yeah, that's why I say it's well, and it's all well good. All right, we'll forget all the puns. So if you find an old well on your property like I just did, it's definitely a blessing, right? So let's go ahead and utilize this blessing if we can and really test it. So over the years, I have found other wells on our property, but this one has potential. And so let me show you what it is. Now, wells cost anywhere from, I would say a few $1,000s, tens of thousands of dollars to drill. So when you find something like this, it's a real blessing, right? So to test this thing, you're going to need a couple of things. So you're going to need a line that you can drop down into the well. And so I have this, this is kind of a plumb line, used in masonry. It's not very thick, but it is fairly strong. And you want to tie it to something metal like this. It's a bunch of chains put together, and something that won't snag as it goes down. And of course, you're going to need a measuring tape. This one's only 100 feet, and I've already measured this well, so I know what its depth is. The other thing about getting a plumb line or string like this to go down your well, just don't take the whole packet and try to put it down fast, because that's what I did with this, and it got all tangled up and messy. And so learn from my experience, roll the whole string out first in a line, and then slowly drop it in. Otherwise it could tangle as it goes down, just because of the way this string, or any string, tends to coil as it unrolls. So anyway, with that said, take a look at this well, right? So we had a whole bunch of dirt on top of it, and I didn't even see this thing. And so as we were cleaning, it got hit and got damaged a little bit by machinery. But like here's a crack. But what I can do is I can just take an angle grinder and cut it down about 1.5 inches here, and circularly, and then I'll have a nice circle to go down into this well. And so I went ahead and measured this well. I'm going to put a well cap on it. I've just put that on there to protect it. I measured it, and it goes down 185 feet. So normally, if you drill things, you don't kind of use an odd lot number like that. People around here drill, 200, 250, 150, whatever, 300, and even deeper. But usually like 185, no. So most likely what has happened is dirt has come into this well and kind of, brought it up in height. And so that's what I have. So now I know where to go from in terms of putting my wellhead and drawing the water out. So using this string, what I did was, first of all, just measuring the first time I hit water, right? So the depth of that. So you can audibly hear that. Like you can hear the plunk sound as it hits water with a metal object like this. And so then you just tie a little string, pull it back up. At that level, you just put a knot on it, and then a loop so that you can take it out again. And then you drop it further all the way down until no longer you have that weight on the string, right? So then it balances, and then that way you have the entire length of the well. Then after measuring it, pulling it all out, measuring it, you have another loop. So the second loop will be your the entire depth of your well, and then the first will be kind of where your so-called static water level is. So anyway, these are the two things that I have, and I know my this particular well now is 185, and the water is about at about 90 or so feet down. So anyway, let's say halfway to make the math easy. And so in that sense, I have plenty of depth. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a well, get the piping that I'm going to need and the wellhead to go down to about probably, I don't know actually on this one, because if it has a lot of dirt and settlement, I might actually put it down all the way down first and try to draw up as much of that junk as possible. And then usually wellheads are set 10 feet above that level, right? So if it was, let's say, really drilled to 185, I would put the wellhead at 175 to allow for settlement and time to put stuff down there. But in this particular case, it's an old well and it's already at 185, so I'll just put it down at 185 and see what happens and see if I can pull up some dirt. And then what I'll do is I'll go above it, like, 10 feet afterwards. So wish me luck. Alrighty, shalom.